How do there, kindergartners? How y'all doing? You doing all right? Yeah, I knew you'd be okay. Y'all are a tough bunch. How you doing, my kindergarten friends? Mr. Michael back with another 5-minute demo for you today. And what we're going to wind up doing today is we're going to learn a little bit about lines. We've done some stuff with patterns and things like that, but today I'm going to show you a couple of things with lines. And we're going to make a cool little, I call it a line picture face, because in the end we kind of make it look like a face, but a really cool one. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, there, amigos. Here's what I was talking about. So, you can see it's got a face there, all right? Some cool lines and some really cool colors. But the lines are going to be the most important thing for us today, all right? So, let's get started. So what we'll do is, the first thing, you're going to get a pencil. Or you know what, you can use a marker too, as long as you're careful. I usually tell you pencil first, but if you want to use a marker this time around first, go for it, alright? Just be careful. But what I want to do is I want you to experiment and play with some different kinds of lines. When we think of lines, we tend to think of just like straight lines, alright? Or maybe like zigzag lines. But there's different kinds of lines too. And I'm going to want you to combine like 3 or 4 different kinds on here. Alright, so you're not going to repeat a type of line. They're all going to be a little bit different. So what you might do is start over here, and maybe I go with kind of a zigzaggy line. And make sure it goes all the way across the paper. Alright? And then maybe from over here, I make kind of a line with a curl or 2 in it. There's 1 curl. There's 2. Alright? And then maybe from here, I'm just going to start and make a straight line. Alright? So think of some different kinds of lines you could make. We did a zigzag here, we did a straight line, we did like a kind of a loopy line. What are some other lines that you think you might be able to make on here? Alright? I did 1, 2, 3. Wait, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. 3 different lines there. Alright? I probably wouldn't do more than that. You might get away with 4 over there, but we kind of like these big spaces too. Alright, and the more lines that we put, the more spaces we have, and it doesn't look quite as good. Alright, so there you go. You've got that made. And if you notice, I did use a square piece of paper. If you want to do it on a rectangle, I think a triangle would be cool. Maybe a circle. Go for it. Alright, I just kind of like the way the square looked. Now what I need you to go back and do is, you will notice there is no colors on here. Alright, so what you're going to want to do now is, don't draw eyes, don't draw a mouth. All you're going to do is you're going to go back in and you're just going to color those shapes. Alright, the shapes that you made when the lines crisscrossed each other. Alright, so you can see that's what I did here. I outlined my lines a little darker. If you want to do that, go for it. But you will notice each of the shapes I created when the lines zigzag together, each one of them has its own color. And that's what I want you to do. Alright? Then, once you've got everything colored, there's a couple of things you can do. One, if you've got googly eyes at home, remember some of the googly eyes like on the projects we've done over the year? Remember like our snakes had googly eyes and stuff, alright? If you got googly eyes, you may want to glue some googly eyes there. If not, I just drew mine on a piece of paper, a white piece of paper, and I cut them out, and then I glued them on. You can do that. Down here on the mouth, again, I cut out this cool little shape here. Alright, I drew in some teeth, and then I just colored it. Alright, maybe you've got some black paper at home and some white paper. Cut out a black shape, glue in some white little small rectangles there to make teeth. Whatever you got to do, alright? The only thing is, these are separate from this. The only thing when you're done here is, remember, this is all colored, and then these, I cut the eyes and the mouth from a separate piece of paper and then glued them onto here. Alright? And now you've used some different kinds of lines that you will see and that we use in art, and you've used them to create your own cool little art piece there. Nice job. And we're back. All right, guys. So I hope that picture you made just turned out really cool. I know it did. Remember, take your time, and when you make the lines, we only made like 3 lines, all right? You can do 4, and remember, each line should be a little different. Like we had the straight line, the zigzag, the curly line. Maybe yours is wavy. Maybe yours is a dotted line. Maybe whatever. But make sure it's just a line, not a scribble, okay? And not a ton of them. Just 3 or 4 lines at the most. All right, my friends. Definitely would love to see those cool line picture face things we just made. And Mom and Dad, if you could, please take some pictures, email them to me. Remember, my email is at the end of this video. My friends, until next time, you guys take care. And until then, adios, amigos.